Welcome everybody. This video is going to be about my washer and it's starting to leak, and I'm going to show you what I did to actually fix that problem. Okay, so this is not really a tech related video, but because of the person who I am and I just don't do techs, I like to take things apart, see what's going on the inside, put it back together. And that skill have been with me since I was a little boy. So 4 months ago, I had a situation where the washer was started leaking inside the laundry room. And I really didn't know it was leaking until the situation got a little bit out of hand. I mean, it kept on giving me this error message, you know, all the lights displayed up on the panel, but I just kept on restarting it. I didn't realize it was actually leaking out. And the laundry room is, you know, it's a little closet area. It's not like it's a big laundry room that you walk into. So it's pretty dark. I use the outside light to light up the area so I can see inside of it, but there's no light inside the laundry room itself. So like I said, I did not know it was leaking. So after that situation, I got me a leak sensor and it's hooked up to my alarm system. So if the leaks start happening again, I would know right away and it wouldn't cause the puddle that it did the first time around. So last week I had the same situation again. All the lights on the panel kept on coming on and my leak sensor went off and told me that, hey, there's water leaking somewhere. So luckily it was under warranty the first time around, and actually it's still under warranty for this situation right now again. Now I'm thinking, okay, what's going on here? Do I need to tell them to just give me a new washer or just try to fix this problem once and for all? But this time around I say, you know what, I'm gonna take it up on myself to see what's going on. Because like I said, I'm that kind of guy that like to take things apart and see what's going on. Because I've fixed a lot of things, not just tech related stuff. So I've actually fixed an oven where the element at the bottom stopped working. So I took the element out at the bottom that was not working anymore, put the new one in, reattached the cables, and it started working again. Save you some service fee. Because the part is always the cheapest thing. You know, it's always labor that gets you. It's always the labor. So like I said, I know this washer is still under warranty and I can easily place a service call to get it fixed. But I really want to go in there and see what's going on the inside, why it's leaking like that. Because I'm trying to get a permanent fix here. I can't have these guys keep coming out here. It's inconvenient for my time because, you know, I got to take a day off work and wait for them to come out because they only give you that window and you don't know what time they come in. So like I said, I just want to see if I can fix it permanently. So I took the back cover off and sure enough, there's a cord that's just dangling off the part that's supposed to hook in. So basically all I did was took off this top panel first. And then this panel will come off after that. You have to take off that top panel first before you take this off, because this is holding it in place by these hooks. So there's one screw holding that top panel and then there's 4 screws that hold that bottom panel in place. So once you take that back panel off, that big panel, you'll get access to the source of the problem. So this is the back of the washer. And like I said, that little panel comes off here, right in this spot. That's where it comes off. And it screws in right there. So that comes off first, and then the bigger panel goes down here. So it snaps on. There's 4 screws that you take off to get that big panel off that area, and that's what takes this off. Now you got access, like I said, to the source of the problem. Now if you look closer, you can see that hose right here that's dangling. That's the one, that's the problem child right there. This is the reason why it's leaking, because the water is coming out of this hose and not going inside the tub where it's supposed to go. If you look at the cable, it's actually wrapped around this pole right here, and this pole is part of the drum, and the drum is going back and forth. So with that agitation, I think it's pulling the cable off, because like I said, this is the second time it happens. So what I'm going to do this time to make it stay in place, which I hope it stays in place, is to take that cable from around that pole, and then I'm going to slip it back on with an extra zip tie, because it has a zip tie on there already. But I'm going to keep that one on there, push it on there real tight. So I'm going to put an extra zip tie on it this time to hopefully hold it in place permanently and it won't slip off again. Okay, so there's my end result of my handiwork. First, like I said, I unravel it from around the pole, and then I hooked it on with an extra zip tie. So there's the original zip tie, and there's the second one right behind it. I actually hope it won't come off again, but I think being wrapped around the pole was the source of the problem. So let's see what happened in the future. So the more I look at this hose is a hose that's actually supplying liquid detergent and fabric softener, because I'm following the path, and back here, actually in front of this panel, is where I actually put the liquid detergent and liquid fabric softener that actually supplies all the way down into the tub. So I thought this was something to do with the water, because the water hookups are up here. You got the hot and the cold. So that's what I'm determined. I might be wrong, but I think that's what it is. Okay, so now that I got the hose back on, I'm gonna put the panels back on, and then I'm gonna run a small load in there to see if it actually works. I think that's the problem, and I think I've actually solved it. Hopefully I won't have this issue anymore, but at least I have my leak sensor to detect the problem if it should happen again. And speaking of leak sensor, I'm gonna be featuring some alarm system with some features, like for instance mine that comes with a leak sensor. Oh well, it didn't come with it, but it's an additional thing that I ordered. But it's a cool thing to have, because you never know when things under your sink is gonna leak, when your washer is gonna leak, when your bathroom is gonna leak. I mean, you just never know. So a leak sensor is a good thing to have to give it that first alert before the water actually start doing some real damage. So let me put this thing back on and wrap it up. Okay, so there it is. Everything is back on. All the panels are back in place. All the screws are in, and everything is back in order. So all I have to do now is put this thing back in its place, and then I'm done. Okay, so that's the completed job right there. The washer, in my eyes, is fixed. So I should be able to go back, start washing my loads again. You know, luckily I didn't have any dirty laundry piling up, because that was the last load I did before the washer decided to start leaking again. Now the washer that I work on is a Samsung top loader. Now maybe yours, if it's a different brand, might have the same kind of design and makeup. You'd have to go at it at your own risk. I can only speak for the Samsung because that's the one I work on. So if you have one like mine, then you should be able to follow these directions and fix the problem. If it's happening to you and you don't feel like calling the tech, it's out of warranty and you don't want to pay that extra cash, it's usually a simple fix. Now here's some precaution that I take every time I work on something. First, I unplug it from the wall. I want no power source coming to that device when I'm working on it. And for the washer, it's like I turn off the washer valves, hot and cold. I know I'm not actually working on anything electrical, but you know what? To be on the safe side, I just unplug everything from the wall. So for the sake of precaution, I just do those things to prevent anything else from happening while I'm working on the washer. So I'm advising you to do the same if you decide to go on this DIY venture, okay? Alright, so that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful to you. If you're looking for something like this to solve your problem, share it with somebody if you know they have that issue and they would like to find some way of solving it. You might be able to help them out, or they can do it themselves. But just share this video with them and hopefully that will help them too. So I want to thank you for taking the time for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And I look forward for you to see me in the next video. Have a good one.